Hello, this is Kyle Moore with Mech 330, Programming for Industry 4.0. Today we are working on the hardware portion of this assignment. And so we're using Mu, and the programming language is Python. And we are using the CircuitPython Express, the Circuit Playground Express, as the board, the hardware, the actual hardware. So as usual, I've already pre-written the code, and I've commented as best as I can. And let's go ahead and get into it here. This one is basically taking an analog input and showing a output via the hardware and or the serial monitor, and I've actually done both. First let's go through our imports here. So we've imported the board, the time, the Adafruit thermistor, and the NeoPixel libraries. The Adafruit thermistor, so that is the built-in thermometer that is on the board itself. It's not super accurate. I want to say it's roughly 10 degrees over what the ambient temperature is. So it might actually be like an accurate temperature for the board itself. But as far as ambient temperature, I want to say it's give or take 10 degrees off. We'll get more into that later. So as far as some variables, so we have pixels, and we're assigning that to the NeoPixel on the circuit playground. We're using all 10 of them, so this one here. The brightness is about 30%, and the auto write is false. So as far as functions go, so the function, this function is going to change the NeoPixels from red to blue depending on the given value. So the higher the temperature, the more red lights. The lower the temperature, the more blue lights. And we'll go into that more a little bit later. We're also assigning thermistor, variable thermistor. We're assigning that to the thermistor pin itself. So we've got some, I've looked into the syntax on this. So I know that these here are have to do with the resistor. So it's a 10K resistor. It's a pull down. The 25, so according to docs.python, I did not see anything that says anything about what this part of the syntax does. I kind of got this specific code from the Adafruit website. Yeah, but I did try to look up what the syntax is so I can further understand exactly what it is, and like I said, didn't really say anything about that. So we're gonna do a while loop. And while true, my temp, we're creating another variable. We're going to assign that to the thermistor. And when you do dot temperature, it already takes the bits that are coming off of the analog, and it's already turning them into a temperature. So, and then we're multiplying that by 9/5 and then adding 32 to give us our Fahrenheit, because the dot temperature will automatically do Celsius. And then we're calling our function, so show value, and we're making it an integer. And then so earlier I was saying that the temperature is roughly 10 degrees 10 degrees more than what the ambient temperature is. That's a rough estimate, and then so that's why I'm subtracting it by 10 to give a closer estimate, and then we're dividing it by 15. And the reason why we're dividing it by 15 is to put it into the range of 1 to 10, because that's what's going to give us our NeoPixel lights. So we're using 10 NeoPixel lights, and so the range that's being done up here has to be in between 1 and 10. So that's why we're doing that. So if I didn't have the divided by 15, the range would be super high. All the lights would be red, and you wouldn't see any difference in the neopixels. So that's why we're dividing by 15. We're also going to print in the serial monitor the same thing. So we're doing the MyTemp -10 to give us the temperature reading, and then we're also doing the MyTemp -10 divided by 15. That way you can see the value that's being read for the neopixels. So as you can see down here in the serial monitor, it's already going. So we're at about 63, which is about right. It's pretty chilly in here. I do have a space heater on back here, so yeah. So this office does not have a vent in it, and so it stays pretty chilly. I've had the door closed pretty much all day. So anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my camera here so you can see. All right, so as you can see here, we have 4 red lights, and then here you can see that it's at 4.25661. We don't really have to worry too much about the decimal number, but if this gets above 5 or higher, the next light here will also turn red. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put this in front of the space heater, and we're going to watch the numbers grow. All right, so it's at 65, still going, 66. We're going to wait for that 4 number to get above 5. That way I can show you the board, the neopixels, how they change. Looks like I might have to tweak the whatchamacallums, the numbers here, because my hand's getting hot. But that's all right. It's getting there. I also don't want to have it too close to the thing, because I don't want to melt or damage the board. So I've got it kind of far away, so it's getting some of the heat, but not too much heat at one time. We're almost there. So 4.9, 4.97. All right, so there's our 5. I'm going to go a little bit higher. That way when I take it away and it starts cooling down, it'll stay. All right, we're going to go right there. All right, I'm going to put this right back in the camera here. And as you can see, with the 5, we have this light right here has turned. So it's a pretty simple code. It's a little less complex than some of my other ones, but it gets the job done. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, thanks for watching.